Hello guys, Spano here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about if you should pull on Cipher and Hyacine, the latest upcoming limited characters. This is mostly from a meta point, so if you like the character, go and pull whoever you want. But if you care about, clearing the endgame and stuff, then watch this video to the full. Now let's talk about Hyacine first because she's gonna be the one that's gonna drop and probably the better unit out of the both. Let's just be honest here. Now Hyacine, she's gonna be an incredible healer for every team. She's gonna do her job of healing your team and keeping it alive. But when it comes to the best team, she's gonna be mostly paired with HP scaling units like Jade and Castros. Mainly Castros because Castros can fully utilize her kit in both damage and in support case. Now what makes Hyacine really good is, one, she can heal. Second, she can do a lot of damage, especially on a Castros team. She can do really crazy damage. I mean, she can do upwards of 200k to 300k easily with her fat horse. I think Pegasus, I don't know what it is. I think the fat Ika. She's gonna do nice amount of damage. And she can also regen Castros ult pretty fast. Like, it's on par with Gallagher, I think. Maybe a little bit better than Gallagher, but she can recharge Castros ult really well, and they have incredible synergy. So for a Castros team, she's like a must-have unit just because of the damage bonus, everything she gives. With, her personal damage is also really great on that personal team. Now, outside that, she's just an incredible healer. For my day team, the only problem I'm seeing is she's a little bit more Lycon reliant on my day team because in Castro's team, I don't think you need her signature. You'll be fine even without the signature. But on a my day team, I think you kind of have to have the signature. And even if you have a signature, especially if you have an E2 or even my day, her value drops even harder because I think someone like Gallagher and Locha are still on par with her. So if you have E1 or E2 my day, her value drops and her signature value also drops. Personally, I won't get her signature, just get her for Castro's team. And outside Castro's team, she's just a solid healer with decent damage. On a Castro's team, she does way more than that because of, Castro's buff plus her buff and everything on the team. Because you're probably going to run a tribute with it, so everything will come together and you get a lot of damage out of her. Simply, her kit works incredibly well with the Castros and on her team. But otherwise, she's an alright healer. Now, let's talk about Cipher. Probably the unit that got nerfed the most, in my opinion, and I don't even know what should I talk about her. Just don't pull her if you care about meta. Otherwise, get her. She's a cat girl. She's cool. Her design is cool. Her personality is cool, but that's it. Otherwise, she doesn't have a best in slot team. She's probably her best team is probably something like Akron. But you're not gonna replace Zhao Shu. You're gonna replace someone like Pella because Pella's buffs are alright. But even then, she gives vulnerability. So when you use Zhao Shu and her on the vulnerability, debuff will get diminishing return because you're gonna stack way too much vulnerability at a time. So in a way, it's kind of better to run a Pella on an Akron, easier Akron team. Of course, for E2 Akron, Zhao Shu is still better. So yeah. And if you're thinking she's going to be great for facial teams, her stack generation is way too low. Her personal damage is way too low. And the only thing that she's good on a facial team is with the debuffs. So facial can get a little bit more higher damage. But if you use a topaz with signature, you'll get even more stack generation. And in the end, you will get to do more damage anyway. Even a March 7th is better. Okay, let's just be honest. You get more stacks on facial, more damage. So plus, like I said, her personal damage is so bad. Freaking Pegasus, a fat Pegasus that can barely fly, outspeeds her and does more damage on her on a best in slot team. So yeah, skip Cipher. She's probably the worst unit that released in a decent while. And it's not doom posting, her numbers are just obnoxiously bad. And when you get her ult, like her ult is used to be a nuke. If you stack enough, you can probably nuke some of the biggest enemies. Now it doesn't do a thing, so don't stack her ult and try to one-shot the Boss is on the second wave because that doesn't work anymore. So use her ult whenever you can because her damage numbers are just abysmal. So it's not worth stacking. So yeah, that's it. So pull priority wise, get Hyacine if you have a Castro's team, or you can skip her because Gallagher can also pull out the same. But on a best in slot team, Hyacine will do more damage. And Cipher, just skip her. If you don't like her, just skip her. She is not meta. She doesn't have a good team now. And in the future, she's probably not going to get any good teams. The only team I can see working her with is probably going to be with Archer. But unfortunately, we don't know how Archer's going to work. So we have to wait. But even then, so I'm not going to gamble. You can get her on a rerun, in my opinion, because the reruns in this game come fast really well. And I'll talk about the rerun units in another video. But for now, priority-wise, you can get Hyacine for Castro's team. Cipher, just flat out skip her if you don't like her, personally. So that's it. And I hope this video helps you. And if you do, leave a like and probably subscribe for more content like this. See you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.